is Elizabeth Joyce with your Stargazing Report, week of May 31st through June 6th, 2021. The USA Memorial Holiday is on Monday under a social Aquarian moon. Physical Mars makes harmony to spiritual Neptune on both days, so take a meditative walk near the water. Go to the beach or a lake or even a little brook if you have one nearby. Mercury turned retrograde last Saturday afternoon, and of course you likely felt the energy before that as Mercury stationed and then started to go backwards. Many astrologers consider 2 weeks before Mercury retrogrades and after as a sign of the shadow, and they call it being in the shadow of Mercury turning retrograde, which brings problematic harbinger and closing of the retrograde period. This is a powerful retrograde because Mercury is in Gemini, the sign he rules, and communication will likely go very crazy. Technology will most definitely find a glitch, and travel plans, luggage, and business affairs might snag and tangle, and contracts either have to be amended or rewritten. Monday, Memorial Day, has Mars trine Neptune, making an escapist atmosphere. This creates the perfect day to kick back and enjoy life. And I do want to say Happy Memorial Day, and let's everybody remember our soldiers and all of the people that have fought for this country to keep it free. It is more than appreciated, and we never can give enough thanks. This week, we could be memorized by false prophets and fake news. There is the transcendental edge that could bring spiritual enlightenment, but could also just as easily get swept up in snake oil stuff and self-help movements that offer painless cures to complex problems. It's best to stick with the tried and true. The month of June is entirely under the influence of the Saturn-Uranus square, which becomes exact for the second time this year on June 15th. This could again lead to unexpected developments and breakdowns in supporting structures with an open, unexpected outcome. The central theme of this square is the tension between the individual freedom and social limitations. Mercury and Saturn are both retrograde during this second connection. Much that has been started in the last few months now has to be revealed, reviewed, corrected, and stabilized. With courage and deliberation, small but important steps creating a new understanding can now be taken that will eventually lead to world peace. The first days of June will show how well we succeeded in guiding the energy and the enormous tension created by last week's eclipse into constructive paths. The Gemini sun, along with Saturn and Aquarius, form a trine around June 2nd through the 4th, as do Venus in Cancer and Jupiter in Pisces. There is now more talk about feelings, hopes, and wishes, as well as your fears. This energy will bring us strong, new, positive vibrations. The great distress in which many people find themselves in at the time of COVID pandemic could become more visible during these days, these early days in June. This could be compounded on Thursday when the moon conjuncts Neptune in spiritual Pisces, leaving a squared Mercury retrograde confused and confounded. Luckily, the sun's trine to Saturn later on that day will bring in a dose of rationality, while Venus trines Jupiter, and this brings in barrels of love and compassion, making it an excellent evening and night. On Saturday, June 5th, Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn oppose each other, while the Aries moon squares both. Mercury in Gemini squares Neptune in Pisces. This is an ordinary energy which could have you drawn into seductive utopian causes and schemes that fight and oppose the status quo. But is there a real idea of justice over the establishment, or is it a power grab? Real and perceived threats, both national and international, could now lead into instinctive and sometimes violent reactions And once again, it will be difficult or impossible to get a reliable picture of what's really happening. So watch out for that fake news. Heads up, there's another eclipse coming in Gemini on June 10th next week. And it is in the same degree that Gemini was in when Mercury went retrograde. This can bring new ideas to the surface and certainly will add to the restlessness after this year of COVID and the destruction and unrest in the cities. Stay calm, cool, and collected. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Visions of Reality. The website is new-visions.com. If you'd like to make a call to ask a question or book some time with me, the 24-hour answering service is 201-934-8986. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.